We don't take every client that comes to us. We pride ourselves on our adherence to what we call our 4 cornerstones.
Mr. Golden founded this firm on the 4 cornerstones. We operate the firm on these cornerstones, and we also expect the resolution process and the client to adhere to these 4 cornerstones as well throughout the process.
Our 4 cornerstones are really rooted in who we are as a company: change, time, investment, and accountability.
We try to get our clients to come around to the 4 cornerstones. So it's not only addressing their issue at hand, it's then helping them and guiding them and maybe mentoring them to prevent these problems in the future.
Change means that you're willing and open to be teachable and flexible to strategies in order to put them in place, to change the way that you're doing it right now to a new way so that you can save money.
The immediate change our clients should expect is that they won't have this tax burden hanging over their head. They won't have to go into another tax season looking at a growing liability or having their properties being liened against. That kind of immediate change where you know there's not this impediment to future success, even if it's just not sleeping at night. That would be the immediate change.
We ask that our clients change for the future. You can't go back and you can't change the past, but going forward you can make change.
We all know that you can't get a different result with the same action. So we expect our clients to change their behaviors, change their habits to get them into a future that doesn't have these same problems.
As much as, it might be profitable for people in our business, we don't want you to continue to be in trouble with the IRS. We want to get it straightened out so you can go forward without fear, without stress.
The second one is time. It's going to take you some time to get used to implementing the strategies and putting the strategies into place. We also want you to respond to us in a timely manner, just like we're going to respond to you.
This problem did not happen overnight, and it won't be solved overnight either.
You have to get documents in, we have to review those documents, we have to go through a process.
Nothing happens overnight in our industry. So if you have an expectation that we're going to be able to get this to you overnight, it doesn't work that way. Our third cornerstone is investment. Investment to us means that we want this to be a priority on your side, just as it's a priority for us.
We don't mean a financial investment. We mean an investment of your time, and we take this very seriously because we don't want to waste the client's time, and we don't expect the client to waste our time.
We need to have the promise that everyone on the team, the practitioners, the practitioner assistants, and the clients are going to invest the time that they need in order to move towards that resolution.
And our last cornerstone is accountability. We want your sincere promise that you're going to allow us to hold you accountable.
Not only for the actions of their past, but also accountable for the resolution and the pieces that need to happen in that. Accountable to respond to the emails and phone calls, to deadlines we need to meet, and any documentation that we might need to provide.
In the event you were audited, if you're giving me this information, you are accountable to that information later down the road. This isn't just here and now. This is something that could come back years down the road. So being accountable to the information and me ensuring that it's accurate is a huge part of the tax return process.
We need you to step up and take responsibility for being in this situation. We don't judge you. There is no judgment here. It's not a character judgment that you're in trouble with the IRS. I mean, that is what they do for a living, right? So what we do for a living is push back on them. Look, be fair. We're trying to get a reasonable resolution for our clients.
We hold ourselves accountable to our clients to make sure that we are keeping them updated.
We look at accountability as a dual-edged sword, and that means it cuts both ways. We are going to hold you accountable that you respond to us in a timely fashion. And we're going to let you know exactly where you are at all times, so you're never in the dark. That's what accountability means. More times than not, you get an audit because someone forgot to add some income onto your tax return. Someone didn't put some pension income in. Somebody forgot some dividend income. Oh, I forgot that W-2. I only worked there for 6 months. It happens. There's 3 different types of audits that you could undergo. One is called a field audit, and this is where the IRS actually comes to your house from their office to the field, and they say, okay, we're gonna spread this over your kitchen table and look at everything. Field audit is by far the most stressful because they're coming into your house, they're seeing where you live, they see everything that you've got going on, and they start questioning things. The second type is an office audit where you go to them. You bring your box of information, you sit it on the desk, you sit down with the IRS person, the agent, and you say, okay, here's my information. What questions do you have, Mr. IRS man? The third is, it's all done by mail. You may have to talk to them on the phone, send us your documentation on your mileage. And you send your mileage login or whatever it may be, and it's all done by mail. More likely than not, it's going to be an individual audit versus a business audit. Sometimes an individual audit will cause a business audit if they find things inside the personal to cause question in the business. They can open up those audits as well. I would encourage you, if you do find yourself under audit, to seek a professional. When the IRS comes in and looks at something, they're also in a fishing expedition. They're trained to not only ask you questions and listen for your answers, they're also trained to listen sort of between the lines. When we start talking to the IRS, everybody just overshares because you're nervous and you feel compelled or you feel required to tell your side of the story. And more times than not, when you tell your side, you just tell everything. In an audit, it's very important that we don't tell everything. We tell exactly what we need to tell. We're very focused on keeping the audit to a specific time period, the task, the item, the year, and not letting the IRS attempt to expand that.